Alright, here's the video for the second practice test for these sections out of Unit 2. Slope. Count the boxes. Down and over. So it's down 1, that's negative 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the slope is negative 1/4. Again, down 1 over 4. So it all matches up. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. The y-axis is the up and down axis. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So b is equal to 3. Then we write the equation. Y is equal to negative 1/4 x plus 3. Number 2, solve by substitution. So we're going to take this business here and we're going to throw it in for x, because that's what x equals. So I'm going to 2 blank plus 4y is equal to negative 6. So I'm going to put this in this space here. 3y plus 7. When the 2 is sitting out front, we need to distribute. 6y, 14, negative 6. Same side, simplify. These are on the same side, they're like terms, we simplify them together. 4 and 6 make 10. We move the number. Borrow 6, borrow 14, we owe 20. Divide by 10, we get negative 2. We back substitute, put the negative 2 back in. 3 times negative 2 plus 7. I'm going to put it back in the second equation. 3 times negative 2 plus 7 is equal to x. That's negative 6 plus 7, negative 1. So x is negative 1, y is negative 2. Elimination, this is set up for elimination. These are going to eliminate when I just by adding the two equations together. 13x cancels out, is equal to 39. Divide by 13, 3. 5 times 3 minus 6y is equal to 19. So I put the 3 back into the first equation. If you want to, you can put the 3 back into the second equation. It doesn't matter. 15 minus 6y is equal to 19. I'm going to, subtract 15. Negative 6y is 4. I'm going to divide, and I'm going to get 4 over negative 6, which is negative 2/3, which is a fraction answer. It's not a terrible answer. Just leave it that. If you divide it on the calculator, you get 0.6 repeating. Number 4, we're going to solve and graph. Move the number. 3x is greater than 12. Divide by 3. X is greater than 4. So greater than means that it's not touching. It's just strictly greater. So I open circle around the 4, and then I go greater. I'm going to subtract 2. 3x minus 12 less than or equal to negative 15. Make sure the negative falls straight down. We're going to add 12 over. 3x is less than or equal to negative 3. We have 3 times x, so we divide. Negative 1. Equal to means I touch. I touch the negative 1, and then it says x is less than. So less than is to the left. Number 6, we solve for y and then graph. So we move the x and we divide. It's the same every time. So if there was a 2 there, we subtract 2x. Since it's just x, I subtract x over. Get 2y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 8. Then I divide the number away. There's an invisible 1 right there. So y is greater than or equal to negative 1/2 x plus 4. So I'm going to shade above because y is greater than. I want the big y values. And then equal to means it's going to be a solid line. So I'm starting with 4. And I go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, up 1, back 2, up 1, back 2. It's a solid line. And then it's y is greater than, so I'm shading the big y values. So the big y values are up top. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now we're going to do words with this. It's kind of the same problem as the other one, I just changed the numbers. You have $21 to spend, so that means we're less than or equal to $21. You can't go over $21. Popsicles cost $1.50, so it's 1.50 times P, and $3 for candy bars. 3 times C. Okay, so I'm going to subtract the P, because the P is like the X, right? That's the X-axis is the popsicles, the Y-axis is the candy bar. So I'm going to solve for C to find the slope and the Y-intercept. So I'm going to subtract over the $1.50, so 3C is less than or equal to negative 1.5 P, because I subtracted it over, plus 21. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. C is less than or equal to. Well, that divided by that is really just a half. It's negative 1/2 P plus 7. So this one I start at 7 with a slope of 1/2 negative, and I'm going to be less than less than because I need to be underneath the $21. So I can't go over. I'm going to be less than. So starting at 7, it's right there. Down 1 over 2, 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 and 14. I hit at 14. Now, one of the things here is you're not going to buy negative popsicles or negative candy bars, so we're going to shade above. You can't go negative, right? So it just makes a really nice right triangle. And it's all pretty yellow, isn't it? Okay, so points that work and don't work. 1, 2, over 1, up 2, that's a yep. 0, 8 would be up there, that's a nope. 5, 5, over 5, up 5 would be right there, right? That's above, so that's a nope. Right? Over 5? Over 5, up 5. Yeah, that's too much. And then 10, 3, over 10, up 3 would be too much as well. So we got some nopes. And then 1, 2 is right there, right? So we got 1 yes and then 3 no's. Okay, last question. This one here is similar to the other one, but it's I changed this equation. Okay, 4 sheets cost 10, so X is the floor seats, so it'd be 10X. $5 for balcony seats, so 5Y. And I want to make at least $1,125. And I did that to make the math work out better. It's kind of an odd number, but it makes the numbers work out better to graph it. So I'm trying to make it easy. In the real world, the numbers don't always work out nice, so you have to adjust. But for this, I'm trying to make the numbers work for you. the band needs to sell at least 150 floor and balcony seats. So if you do all the floor seats plus all the balcony seats, it needs to be greater than or equal to 150. All right, so we'll sell at least 150 seats. So we're going to take 10x plus 5y is greater than or equal to 1,125. We're going to subtract the 10x over, so we get 5y is greater than or equal to negative 10x plus 1,125. We're going to divide by 5, and we get y is greater than or equal to negative 5, which would be like negative 5 over 1 x. And then 125. Oh, no. The answer's 2. We're dividing by 5. I switched it to a 2. I was thinking about what the answer is. I caught my mistake. So this is negative 2. So you're down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And then 1,125 divided by 5. Whoops. Divided by 5. It's top tired. 225. Okay. So we want to be above the 150 line, and we want to be above the 1,125. Okay, starting at 225 with a slope of 2. We go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1 takes me right to there. Okay, and we want to be above this. Because y is greater than that. So that's our money. We want to be more than that amount of money, so it puts us up there. Now the reason why, the reason why this works is because these boxes are in the ratio of 1 to 1. Even though we're going down 2, we're going down 2 boxes, which is 50, and then we're going over 25, and then we go down 50 over 25, down 50 over 25, which is really the same thing as down 2 over 1. Okay, then here, if I move the x over, I get y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 150. So the slope is really negative 1 over 1. So we start at 150, and we go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So there. So I want to be above that line too. So the answer is above each line. So I'm above the first line and I'm above the second line. Because I want to sell more than 150 seats and I want to make more than $1,125. All right. Then it just says, name a point that satisfies the two inequalities. I don't know. Let's go simple. 200, 200. Right? And there it is. So we would be in the yellow area if we were over 200 and up 200. Any point you can name in here. It just has to be a whole number. You can't do fractions because you're not going to sell a fraction of a seat. All right, so there it is. Boom.